This is Situation Season 9, where the conversations get dangerous, the opinions get real, and nobody leaves untouched. Let's talk about it.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations the Podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Tiana.
How everybody doing today? Tiana, how you feel today?
I'm feeling pretty good. What about you?
I feel amazing. Glad to see another year around the sun.
Absolutely. That's what I was gonna say. Give it
Right.
up one time for the big day.
I know, right? So I feel truly blessed to see another year. So that feels good in itself.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I have no complaints whatsoever.
Okay.
I just want to say a few things before we actually get started. Today marks our last season of season 9. We're knocking on season 10 right now. That's unbelievable how far we've come.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. So today is our last episode of season 9. And as you all know, that we have a ritual here. We take 1 week off and then we come back fresh. So next week, we now have an episode next week. We'll come back the following week to begin season 10. So hey, Liz checked in. Liz says, happy birthday, Kelvin. Thank you. I really appreciate that. She said, hey, Tiana. Yeah, I appreciate that, Liz. I really do. Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to everybody for all the calls and all the text messages and all the love that was shown to me on Facebook. I really, truly appreciate it. None of it went unnoticed. Okay. Liz said it was a great season. Yes, Liz, it definitely was.
It was.
Season 10, we're gonna continue to try to bring you guys meaningful topics and episodes, things that we all can actually relate to and that we're dealing with in our everyday life.
Right.
So just stay locked in with us, and season 10 be underway here soon.
Absolutely.
Hey, Candy, how you doing? Candy's checked in. Candy said, happy birthday, Kelvin, to another incredible year of life. Absolutely. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Okay, let's get started. Today we're going to talk about emotional abuse versus physical abuse. And it's kind of debatable. It's kind of a debatable question, but the main focus here is we need to find out which one is worse. Emotional abuse versus physical abuse. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you ladies, y'all ready? Chat, y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna ask the first question. I'm gonna ask you this: is emotional abuse really as serious as physical abuse? Do you think so?
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, to me, they equally, stand in their own right, because a person can say something to you or degrade you and have you feeling so low, and you just keep hearing it over and over in your mind.
Okay.
If you receive it.
Okay.
And if they're doing it over time, a period of time.
Well, I'm kind of in agreement with that, because the difference is with physical abuse, it can be seen.
Right.
Emotional abuse, it can't be seen, but I think it does just as much damage as physical abuse.
It
Because
does.
when it's emotional abuse, people walk around holding on to this trauma,
Right.
and you never know it, and it's probably eating them up and beating them up on the inside to the point
Right.
where sometimes it comes to a breaking point.
Right.
Sometimes it makes a person get to have suicidal thoughts, and
Right.
you just never know how bad the trauma is. But that's the only
Right.
difference to me. I think they're both equally yoked. One
Right. But I was gonna
one week.
say the emotional can be
Go ahead.
seen too, because if it starts to mess with your self-esteem and stuff like that, you may not be the upbeat, carefree person that you are. You may not, get dressed if you normally put on clothes and stuff. Like, it could be seen, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh,
Because it starts chipping away at you.
right, right. Yeah, I mean that can be, especially if you know the person, that
Right.
if you see a character change in that person.
That's what I'm saying. Right.
Right, right. Okay, I'm with you. I can
You
I
could be
can
like,
agree with that.
this ain't you. Like, something off? Like,
Right,
what's going on with you?
right,
So that's
right.
why I'm like, for people that actually know you and that's paying attention, that can be seen as well.
Okay. So, Liz made a comment. Liz said emotional abuse is just as damaging. It is. It
Right.
truly is, and it can be. Like I said, if you play on somebody's mental and
Right.
you constantly keep telling this person the same things over and over, and they start
Right.
to believe this,
Yeah.
you know, not saying they had to be a weak-minded individual,
Right.
but you just never know what a person is actually going through mentally.
Right.
So that's why I say they can be equally yoked. To me,
Absolutely.
I think they can be equally yoked.
Yeah.
Um, Candy said, mental abuse is differently. It really can tear you down. I agree with that.
Absolutely. Right.
I can agree with that. Leah said, most likely if there's physical, there's emotional abuse too. They go hand in hand. That is correct.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's definitely correct. I can agree with that as well. But let me ask you ladies this. Why do people minimize emotional abuse?
Because they seen it. Sometimes people, they dealt with it when they were smaller, like childhood trauma. So
Okay.
to them, it's a norm. If you had a mother or father that was, emotionally abusive, verbally abusive to you when you were younger, or really wasn't supportive and stuff like that, when you get with the person, it's like, to them, that's a form of love. Because if you looking like you love your parents, and your mama like, if you keep on doing that, you ain't gonna be nothing in life, and you ain't gonna have nothing in life. And so then when a man or woman start doing it to you, you already used to it if you didn't take the time to heal from it.
Right, right. I can agree with that. And, sometimes I believe too that people minimize it because, there's no bruises or no visible injuries, you know.
Right.
And I think a lot of people will look at that like, girl, I think you overthinking this, or girl, you thinking too hard, and you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
like I say, you just never know what a person is actually going through mentally.
I went through it, and the person was trying to tell me I was just showing you tough love. I don't need tough love. I just need love. If you're gonna
Right,
be supportive and be encouraging and pour into me, or just get on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, because I'm not trying to put people down. So I'm not gonna stick around and, deal with that myself.
but what's tough love? What is that? I mean, what is tough love at this age? I thought you showed
I don't
kids
know.
tough love.
Exactly. But the whole thing is, tough love is saying no, you can't have the candy before dinner. Or if your friends want to be out, they have friends that want to stay out past the curfew, this and that, and they say they asking you, please, can they stay out? And you saying no, it's like you telling them no. They looking at it as tough love, but it's protection. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you just, verbally abusing somebody or putting them down or something like that, that's not tough love. That's just you being verbally abusive.
Right, right. And as I say, tough love, you usually get that to the kids.
Right.
Liz made a comment. Liz says people minimize it because it can't be seen physically. That is
Right.
true. That is absolutely true. So that's why I said the same thing. You know, you can't see the bruises, you can't see
Right.
no marks or nothing like that. So we don't know, you know, if you're just saying anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the
Right.
bruises gonna show it all and tell it all.
Absolutely.
Candy commented. Candy said physical is hard as well. She said you can hide the scars, but you cannot hide the mental. It
Exactly.
still hurts and gives you the trust. It still gives you trust issues.
Absolutely.
Right. Absolutely. But let me ask you guys this: can emotional abuse permanently change a person?
Yes, if they don't ever get out.
Okay.
If you stick at some stuff, because you got to look at it. If you're in a relationship with somebody 5 years, 10 years, 2 years, whatever it is, it's like you're going to need an adequate amount of time to heal, not just going on to the next person. And that's usually what a lot of people do. But then they end up unloading on the next person that don't deserve that because they haven't been with you in that situation. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But it's like the longer you with a person and they keep drilling this stuff into you like on a consistent basis, it's like, yeah, it's gonna take some time because it's to change your own perception of yourself.
Right. Yeah. It definitely make you change, and it makes you change and view yourself different.
Yeah.
You know, when you constantly and consistently taking this mental abuse.
You know how many relationships I was in and the men were trying to talk a certain type of way about our dress, and I dress to me in a modest way, but I'm an artist, you know what I'm saying? Like I dress a little sexy sometimes, but I'm not out there just, totally provocative and showing everything and stuff like that. But it's like because they may be insecure about something or whatever, or every time I go out, I get attention that I don't ask for, but it's on my beauty, my makeup, my shoes, whatever I have on, and it's every time we go somewhere, you always got to wear makeup or you always got to have on. People always talking about you look pretty, you this pretty, and it's like that don't have nothing to do with me.
Right. Right.
That's a you issue, but they trying to project it onto me. It was like I was like this before you met me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it be a personal issue with their own insecurity, and then they start saying stuff to you, so you could become insecure too. And I'll be like, no,
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you can't handle something beautiful, then you need not be involved in it. Be
right?
involved with it rather.
It's
Because
just me too. If you get with a handsome, gorgeous man, if people say he handsome, they looking at him, you can't get mad at that. It's just when a disrespect come in and he got to know how to handle it. You got to let him handle it. Just
but my take is on a situation like that. Let's say, for instance, I'm with a beautiful woman,
right,
and we're together, and she getting compliments and things of that nature, or vice versa,
right,
or someone finds me to be very attractive
right,
and giving compliments, and my partner, you know, I look at it like this. In that particular situation, as a man, I'm flattered
right,
that someone else see what I see.
right,
That's how I look at it. Now
right,
I can't speak for everybody else.
right,
I'm not trying to speak for all men. I'm speaking from my perspective. If someone compliments, whom I'm with,
right,
and saying, "Oh, you look nice today. I like your dress. I like your hair. I like your shoe. Whatever it is,"
right,
then I feel good about that because, like
right,
you said, as long as there's no disrespect, I feel
right,
good about it because she or he see what I see,
right.
and what's wrong with that?
Because the same thing that they're looking at is what attracted you to.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now,
But you know what? On the
go ahead,
flip
Cam.
side, women can be very disrespectful. They always talking about when the women be the worst. Y'all be they be boosting their chest up, saying different little stuff, trying to rub on the man different stuff. Oh, you so fine and this and that or whatever. He be right there with the woman. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
women can do that and be the worst. Not all of them, but I've seen it.
Well, I mean, in that particular situation, then it's up to the woman. It's up to the woman at that point how she
Right.
how she takes it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, because if it's like that, then I consider that to be a little disrespectful,
Right.
especially
But
if you
for
see him
me,
with someone.
but I'm like, but if he don't say nothing first, it ain't no how I'm taking it. Cause if he don't say nothing, that mean he okay with it. And now I gotta make a choice. I don't
Right,
really, I can't really, I could say something to another woman, but what if another woman do it and he don't say nothing? And another woman do it, and he don't say nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's like
right,
he got to step up and say something first. Like, thank you, ma'am, or thank you, miss, for the compliment or whatever, but I'm with somebody, you're doing too much. Something.
right. Well, Liz definitely agree with what you say. Women can be abusive and disrespectful too.
Yeah.
Okay. Candy said, yes, I agree 100%. Once you get tired and fed up, you finally find your inner self to leave the first, that's the first step.
Right.
Well, I mean, you have to know your breaking points.
Right.
You have to know what you can put up with and what you can't put up with.
But I'm
And
just like, at this point, do you even wait till you breaking? Or do you start looking at patterns as like, I don't want this. This is a consistent pattern. You know what I'm saying? Before you even get to breaking.
right. Well, I think it varies on. I think it varies per situation.
Yeah.
Because every situation can't be a breaking point. Now, only way I can see them being breaking points if you letting them all compile and not address it.
Right. But what I'm saying is if you would study on the phone and we don't never spend those we together, but we ain't spending quality time because you study on the phone, you text and it seems like it's sneaky going on, whatever. Like, and I done said some, 5 times.
Okay.
Why would I wait till it get to a breaking point? To me, you letting me know you don't value my presence, so I'm gonna go. You see what I'm saying?
Or
It's
value
like,
what you're saying.
exactly. So it's like I don't have to wait till I'm breaking over it. I have addressed the issue. We not seeing no change. So guess what? I'm not what you're looking for.
Right.
I'm just at that place in my life for that. Like I done gave people chances with the stuff, whatever. And I'm like, at this big age that we all are now, it's like everybody done learned something in life, whether it was a learning lesson or they had a loving relationship. You done been on both sides of the coin. Pretty much
Right.
everybody didn't experience something in some type of form. So when you trying to do right by somebody versus you trying to have your cake and eat it too or be slick about something.
Right. I agree. I definitely agree with that.
Because I'm like, even if we dating, you know what I'm saying? And when you dating, people can date other people. But I'm like, I don't care if we dating. If we on a date with me, you better not be texting other people because I'm in front of your face. Call them when I leave. Text them when I leave.
Right. Yeah, that's. I mean, how much more disrespectful can you be in situations like that?
Right. Or your phone study going off. You on a date. Like, sir, you got too much going on. Exit stage left. Everything gonna be well, I'm finna head on out.
Oh man.
No, because it's like at that point to me, you save yourself the hassle of even getting to the breaking point down the line.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So let me ask this.
Hmm.
So what does I'm trying to think how I wanna word this. So what does emotional abuse really look like?
A man could be telling a woman, "You look fat," or "Why don't you do something with yourself?" Or she going out, she put something on. You gonna wear that? If he keep picking at her, at some point she gonna start questioning herself, and it could be nothing perfectly wrong with her.
Okay.
Or for the man, the woman could be tearing him down emotionally, like, this all it's gonna be. The men out there, they spending the money outside, all this and that or whatever, and it's making him feel less of a man because now he feeling like he don't have enough money.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm just trying to figure out what does emotional abuse really look like because
Yeah.
you know from from a male perspective, or well, from a woman perspective, looking at a man,
Yeah.
I thought it would probably be a little more harmful than that. You know,
No, but see, but that's the subtleties. That's how it started. That's how they start testing the waters. And if you don't leave and say nothing and you start conforming, then here come the big blows after that. You see what I'm saying? It's
right,
still because it, like, you know me, you know I love my fashion, this and that. So if I get with a man and now he's always criticizing what I'm wearing, and I look nice every time I put clothes on, if I stay with him, now I'm gonna start questioning, you know what I'm saying, everything that I'm doing, surrounding my style and everything like that. That's a part of work for me. You know what I'm saying?
right, right,
So now we get in front of the camera, I'm with you again, and you like, why you not your vibrant self? You usually doing the poses and we laughing and we put the music on, you do your little two-step, and I'm not doing any of that. Now I'm feeling all timid in front of the camera. I'm not being my bubbly self no more. You gonna be like, wait a minute.
right.
You
Okay,
see what I'm saying?
right,
So,
right. Okay, I get you. I agree with you. I can agree with that. Okay, so let me ask you. Let me ask you this then.
mhm,
Do you think somebody can be emotional abusive without realizing they're doing it?
yeah. Because if it's unfortunate, but sometimes when you like a person for what you like them for, in a lot of cases it be money, you just overlook all type of stuff. And if nobody's never corrected them, or told them they was wrong about doing something, or I would appreciate if you don't talk to me like that or speak to me like that. If nobody never told them that, they don't think they doing nothing wrong.
Right, right. Okay, I do know because sometimes, a lot of times, I ain't gonna say sometimes. I'm gonna say a lot of times, people normalize unhealthy behaviors in relationships.
But guess what? Sometimes when people say they like toxic relationships, they be with all that stuff. You come over there unannounced, you all outside, you busting their phone, you tearing their car windows out or whatever. Oh, she love me, might be crazy. Oh, she love me. No, both of y'all crazy. I'm like this. I work hard. I have all my things. Don't touch my things, and I'm not touching yours. If I bought something for you, I don't want it back.
Right. Well, Candy made a comment. She said we have to look at it both ways. Men definitely get abused.
Right. I said that.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Liz also stated, she said, hurt people hurt people. And,
absolutely.
and that's definitely a true statement.
Right. But the thing that the people that did work on themselves and they not hurt and they being honest and true or whatever, when you start seeing these red flags and these signs and they becoming consistent, because the first time it happened, you might brush it off. Oh, they was having a bad day, or I don't really know what it is, but I'm gonna just be cool or whatever. But you have to get up out of there
Right.
because you haven't done nothing for them to be giving you a direct hit like that. This is something that they've already been used to doing, or a pattern or whatever is going on. And it's like, before you stand in the line of fire to accept that and you receive it, it's like, no, let me just take a step back because I haven't been nothing but kind, loving, honest, all the things. So I know you couldn't possibly be talking to me like that.
So would you consider yelling abuse?
I would say yes, still. I mean, I know I have yelled at some instances or whatever that I'm really passionate about, what I'm saying and stuff like that. But it's like you got to just learn to use your inside voice or your, monotone voice to create that barrier of respect there.
Okay. Okay. I can see that. Because I often say, because, just because a voice has been raised, I don't really think that automatically constitutes abuse.
But see,
Sometimes,
raising and yelling is two different things.
right?
You
Sometimes,
see what I'm
but
saying? Like, you can raise your voice in the heat of the moment, but then if you cursing a person out, if you know what I'm saying, it's just kind of, it depends. It's just tricky.
right, right. Well, like I said, I think it has a lot to do with what's being said.
Right.
If you belittling in that
Right.
conversation that you're having, if it's anything to do with belittling, um, tearing down,
Right.
Name calling.
Right.
You know, if that's the consistent pattern, then
Right.
yeah, that's abuse.
But at some point, with you being an adult, so you gonna have the whole conversation with yelling, like you don't never come back down off the high.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Right.
at one point, but you gonna come back and talk nice when you want something.
Yeah. You agree? I agree. I agree. But let me ask you this:
Hmm.
physical abuse. Can that happen? Can physical abuse happen without leaving any bruises?
It can, but I ain't trying to find out because somebody gonna have a bruise. FAFO.
Oh my goodness. Well, I
Don't
know.
put your hands on me if they ain't love taps. I'm too light. I ain't playing them games with you at all.
Mm-mm.
Cause my reflexes is crazy.
Now, what happens if it's a situation and he put his hands on you, but he didn't put his hands on you. He kind of just shook you. You know, he didn't hit you. He just tried to shake some senses back into you. What happens in that
And then
situation?
I'm gonna chop him in the throat. Now you can't breathe. So I mean, FAFO.
Oh.
You gonna respect me, I'm gonna respect you. I was in a relationship one time. This person was stalking me and acting all crazy. He got up out of his car, put me in a bear hug. He was really big over me or whatever. And he was like, I'm never letting you go. And before I knew it in my mind, I said, I'm finna bite down till I feel my teeth come together. Bit a whole chunk up out of his shoulder.
Wait.
Look, that's
You
why I was
say you
like,
finna
I
bite down
don't
till you
do.
feel your teeth come together.
I bit down till I felt my teeth come together. And guess what? He let me go in. Ain't had no more problems.
Oh my goodness.
If I feel like I'm restricted or I'm being threatened or whatever, it's fight or flight. I'm not fighting, so guess what? It's gonna be the fight. I'm automatically going to defense mode.
I know that's right. I ain't mad at you though. I swear I ain't mad at you. You
Because
know,
if you could do that to me and now I'm questioning, are you trying to harm me or whatever? I'm not leaving nothing up to chance or nothing to be saying no RP over here. Or I'm in a hospital with a concussion somewhere. We look.
they laughing at you, Deanna.
I bet you they look.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
respectful, but I've always been a little spicy. What we doing? We have an original, or we doing spicy, or you want it hot? What we doing?
Oh my goodness. So let me ask you this then.
Okay.
You know, and this goes for everybody that's tuned in, especially the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you guys are in these type of relationships, and you're in abusive relationship, why do you guys stay? Or it's a two-part question.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you guys stay? Or you spend the block and come back,
Oh
and
well,
you
after
know,
that situation, I didn't stay. But the whole purpose of staying is because you look at the longevity that you didn't had invested in a relationship. You like, well, I know he loved me. Like I said, you give him a pass on. Well, maybe he was just having, a bad day or something like that, or it just went too far, or whatever. But maybe we can work it out because we still love each other. But today, I'm not doing none of that. You do anything cross me the wrong way, baby, it's over with.
right? I mean, like I
Because
said, I just always under the impression. I always thought about situations like that. Well,
yeah,
you're in an abusive relationship.
right,
You know, why do you stay in that situation? And then when you do decide to leave,
yeah.
2 weeks later, y'all right back together.
See,
You
that
know,
wasn't never my MO, so I really can't answer that because I'm getting up out of there.
right? I just don't. I don't get that. You know, I never understood how women
I can
even
tell you why they
process
did.
something like
Because
that.
guess what? They didn't verbally abuse them and have them so insecure. They got them thinking don't nobody else want them but them. That's exactly why. That's it right there. That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, Liz made a comment. Liz said because a lot of people hold on to the good times that they've already invested, what they had already
That's
invested time in. Well,
right.
I
That's why I
mean,
said they
yeah.
look at the history of everything and we can get past this. Baby, we gonna be playing Monopoly. Ain't no pass. Go collect $200 straight to jail.
Oh man.
I had somebody tell me something about what you gonna do. Call a family member. I said, look here, let me tell you something. I lay down next to you and I cook for you. You don't want these games with me. And I was like, I don't even have to do nothing to you. All I gotta do is feed you laxatives all the time. You gonna miss all the means, all the money. You gonna be on the shit or being the full of shit that you are. Stop playing these games if you don't want no problems. Because I'm a thinker. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right,
I'm not
right.
really trying to harm nobody, but I'm a thinker. So you don't never know where my mind gonna go. You don't want them problems. So just be nice, play nice, so we can play nice together.
Well, let me ask you this.
Hmm.
Is gaslighting considered emotional abuse?
Absolutely.
No, that's the
Absolutely.
number that's the number one trigger. That's the number one trigger.
Absolutely. But see, then if I start talking back, now I'm hitting below the belt because I'm going for the gusto. I'm not even finna keep it light on you. When I see you heading that direction and I know it kind of feel like you know what you're doing it on purpose, I'm going straight for the gusto.
So let me ask you this then.
Hmm.
In that particular situation, and you see you being gaslit,
Yeah.
you know, do you A, walk away? B, do you address it? Or C, you just say, you know what? Now you have a rebuttal for it.
I address it and then I'm walking away because it's got me feeling some type of way. And you know what that feeling is self betrayal. Either you're gonna choose to deal with what they telling you or you're gonna defend yourself and get the hell up out of there.
Huh?
Because anytime you choose something over the feeling that gut feeling that you have on the inside, that's self betrayal. That's why you feel like that. You betraying yourself.
Right. Okay, well, we got a few comments here I'm seeing. Um, Liz made a comment. Liz says gaslighting is a top example of emotional abuse. I agree.
Absolutely.
Candy also made a comment. Candy said, you know the old saying growing up, if someone hits you, you hit them back. Give me 5 feet in my personal space.
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, I agree. I agree with all that. I definitely agree with all that. Well, I'm glad to see all you women are on the same page with this. That's for sure.
But see, I'm the type of person, I'm not going through your phone. I'm not tearing your stuff up. I'm not going through your car. Like, I'm just not doing none of that. That's never been my MO. Because if I feel it on the inside of me and I feel like the energy has changed, I'm not lying. You know what I'm saying? What I'm feeling
Right.
is not, I'm not making nothing up.
Right.
It's happening.
But can a person truly still love you and abuse you at the same time?
No.
Okay.
Because I mean they don't know what love is. That's abuse. That's not love. I don't care how you try to dress it up. And a lot of people do it. The men mess up, they abuse you, they cheat, and then they come back buying you stuff. Baby, you still out of there.
So let me ask you
That's
this:
why.
what
Mhm.
what would you tell the woman that think like that? Because I've heard a lot of women say, um, he hit me because he loved me. I've heard women say this.
Because right, but then they getting this stuff, but then the cycle never stops. And some of them sometimes they don't make it, you know what I'm saying, to stay alive. So something in their mental is telling them that's all because they didn't dealt with some type of dysfunction. And that's what I'm saying. If what if they had a parent that beat them? But you're not gonna say your mama don't love you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you actually wake your eyes up, wake up and see that maybe they don't love you. But that's them generational curses. Because what do they say? Oh, well, that's family. You know, that's just like if the uncle molesting, but that y'all still let him come to every family function. And then the person that he molested, the little girl or the boy, or whatever, now they got to sit in the family functions and be uncomfortable.
Right.
That's abuse all across the board.
Right. Right.
But people sweep it under the rug. You know what I'm saying? So if you haven't dealt with that and created safe spaces with people and went to go talk to somebody and stuff like that and start doing things that make you feel safe and assured of yourself, if you meet somebody else, you may fall back into that same thing with the other person and letting them treat you as such because you went through this horrific thing. You would think you have to accept whatever is given out to you. Like if you feel like you damaged goods and you don't deserve to be treated properly, so you accept anything as love, or acceptance.
Right. Right. Okay. But do you think is let me ask you this.
Hmm.
Do you think physical abuse can also cause emotional trauma?
Absolutely. Because guess what? Now in your mind, if you let this person hit you, you don't know when they're gonna tick off again. So you constantly on edge. You have anxiety and everything.
Okay. Humiliation too. You know,
Absolutely.
you definitely have to add that in there. You can't leave that out. Isolation,
Right.
that falls into line.
Right.
Um it's a whole lot of things, loss of trust that falls into play.
I could say somebody hit me in my arm. I was in a relationship and they had hit me. Before I knew it, I picked up a track trophy and bust their head open. That's why I was like, the reflexes is just there for me.
Right,
And
right.
I was like, let me get up out of here because I'm going to end up unaliving you. You done lost your mind.
Deanna, you
I'm
don't.
not, look, I'm not going at all.
All right. Well, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. That's for sure. You have to do what you have to do, to protect
Be,
yourself.
right.
You can't be that particular woman talking about, oh, he hit me because he loved me. No,
No.
because if the first
So,
time he do it and nothing is said about it, all he doing is setting the pattern. He's setting it up.
right. But you
You
know
know.
what? Sometimes women can be provoking. I'm saying I don't accept it or deal with it in no type of fashion because I'm a kind person. I'm a loving person. I'm very submissive. If I'm in a relationship, I always want to cater to the man, make sure he's okay. So I'm like, it's nothing that I'm doing, whatever, even want to make you hit me.
Right, right.
You see what I'm saying? So if you got that didn't come from over here with me. You take them shenanigans on up the road, sir.
Hmm. Let me oppose this.
Hmm.
What's more damaging, being hit once or being emotional abused for years?
I would say both. I would say both because when a person put their hands on you one time, you never gonna know when this straight gonna come again. That's why I don't play them games. Either way
Right.
it go, you have anxiety. You know what I'm saying? You always on edge.
I agree with that because I don't think to be honest with you, I don't think there's a universal answer for that.
It's not.
I really don't. I mean, both of them can be very triggering,
Right.
you know.
Because what if he hit you that one time and then he say he's sorry, baby, it ain't gonna happen no more. He gets you totally comfortable. And some people get you isolated away from your friends and family, whatever. Then boom, he have you move to another state. Then boom, now he knocking you every which way but loose. You see what I'm saying? Like you just don't know what to expect. I'm not playing around at all with none of that.
Okay, well, Leah says she feel emotional abuse for years, but that one time physically, you'll never forget. Um,
But so if you never forget, that's emotional abuse. You see what I'm saying? That's I was like
right,
both.
right. That's what I say. I don't think there's no wrong, no
Right.
right way to answer that particular question because
Right.
I mean, both of them can be very triggering. Both of them can be very
Right.
damaging. You know,
Because guess what? If you go out or y'all in some places or somebody else talking about, like if somebody see this podcast and they talking about, we talking about being hit and abused, they're gonna think about that person hit them. I don't care if they hit them 20 years ago. They still go, oh, I remember when he hit me. It's still gonna cross their mind.
right. Yeah. But like I said, I don't know. I mean, me personally, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think there's no universal answer for that, because no matter how hard I think about it, and I'm trying to process it on both, trying to look at it from both perspectives, and I'm still coming up with the same answer. I can't
I just
see
think
it.
sometimes the women are provoking the men and they like to be hit. It's some women that like that. They like stuff like that because they say the man boring and ain't enough. Well, you gonna have to be adventurous in another way with me.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do it.
If you ain't laying hands with loving me or praying for me, baby, don't lay your hands on me.
Right. Yeah, that's one thing I'm not gonna do. I'm not the old me. I probably knock the shit out of you. The old me. But now I'm not gonna
Yeah,
even put my hands on you. I'm not. I prefer to walk away
absolutely.
from the situation before I even for it
Right,
before I even let it get to that point, because I know me.
right,
I know how I can get. You
right.
know, and once I get to that point, ain't no turning back. Now you got me there.
That's me. That's me.
Right.
I definitely got a switch, and
Right.
it's blackout. It's blackout
Absolutely.
season. That's
I'm the
it.
same way. I'm the same way. So you don't want to get me to that point. You better be okay with me being at a lower level, because once I hit that breaking point, it's
Right.
gonna it's gonna fuck around and take the National Guards to get me off you.
And see, people take those people for granted. And they be like, "Oh, they're sucker. Or they scared." It's not none of that, cause you
Right.
don't know that other side of me. I do.
Right. You're absolutely right. And then when you snap, people are like, oh, I ain't know he was like that. I ain't
Right.
see him to be that type of person. You know.
But you kept poking to pull it out. That's what I'm saying. At some point, every person can get tired, even if it was a person that didn't have them in them. They gonna learn the other side of them today.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Because like I said, that's just me. I'm not that. I'm a cool individual until you get me to that point. Once you get me to that point,
Right.
I just hope to be able to deal with what's going to come next.
Right.
Because what comes next is going to be out of my
If
control.
what come next is exactly what you've been asking for, so get ready.
Right. Right. It's going to be definitely out of my control.
You've been poking and poking and poking at a bear's up, so get ready. That's what's coming next. Your
Let me ask you
silly
this.
prize.
Let me ask everybody that's tuned in. Why do people sometimes defend the person who is being abused?
Because they are connected to them in a certain way, and guess what? They're not experiencing it with them. I tell a person, you could have a man. He gonna treat his mother a certain type of way. He treat his friends a certain type of way. He got a sisters or aunties. He treat them some type of way. But that woman that he's laying down being sexually intimate with, she get a whole different person.
Right. Big Fat, I see you, man. I appreciate you tuning in. Well,
She get a different type of person.
right,
Because if they living in the house together, he have a bad day. He might come home, and if somebody made him really mad, he slamming something on the counter. He doing all that. His mom may not see that side of him. You see what I'm saying?
right.
But that woman that's there with him every day gonna see every facet of him.
Absolutely. Because he definitely going to act different around other people.
Exactly.
You know,
If your homeboys, well, man, you should leave this and that away. But your homeboys is getting the cool side of you. You see what I'm saying?
right.
The woman gets something totally different, and you ain't sleeping with the homeboys. It's different emotions that come out.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. 100%. I agree with that. Yeah, like I said, they definitely going around other people. You
Right.
would never know it. You would never
Because guess
know it.
what? if your mom, you help and take care of your mom, you do nice stuff with your friends. Every time you with the guys, y'all have a ball. You know, if your girl cousins or aunties need you to do something, fix some stuff you doing or whatever, they think highly of you. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
That woman gonna get a different side.
Well, I mean, it's sad that it's like that,
Right.
you know, but that's just how it is though. That's how it is. People have the tendency to, it's like an on and off. Well, no, no, I don't even say it's an on and off switch. I'm
Right.
gonna use your philosophy, Deanna. That's the representative.
Yeah.
You know, everybody else, you get the real version of that person.
Yeah.
Everybody else get the representative.
Women do it too. When she out, it could be the family function. She out, she want to help by the decoration, fix the place, do all the stuff. Then you get at home. This heifer don't even want to fix you a plate, and you paying all the bills. Girl, if you don't go sit your goofy self down somewhere. No, but
Oh,
to everybody on the outside, she's so resourceful and she's so helpful and she's so all this and that. And then get home, every time you ask her to do something, she tired and all this and that, and she back talking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no,
right, right.
I'm the person that's being there for you, being most consistent and everything like that. You do everybody, whether they calling on you, you know, because they want something and they study doing it or not. But then it's like I get the short end of the stick, or you do everything for everybody else, and then when you get home, you're tired.
But can women be the abuser as well?
That's what I'm talking about now.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay.
If you got a woman that's running around for everybody all day, then when she get home for you, or women whipping that sex all the time. You see what I'm saying? She done promised you this, you at home, they took your shower, laid on the couch, got the Netflix ready to go or whatever. She done gave you a rain check for the whole week. What you talking about, lady?
Yeah, because like I said, abuse. You know, really, abuse is not really determined by gender. You
I'm
know,
gonna say abuse doesn't have a gender. It
right?
doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
No.
You know, but I mean, as a man, how as a man you even allowing this? How could you even allow this type of abuse from a woman?
Because guess what? If his mama was talking like that, guess what? If the mama's with the daddy and the daddy left, who gonna catch it? The son. The
Yeah,
son. Right?
yeah, yeah.
And if he never healed from it, he's used to that. He's used to the mama talking crazy to him. You look just like your damn daddy. Get out my face. That's abuse.
Right,
So guess what? Now he find himself attractive to the women. He's saying, "Oh, she's sassy. I like her attitude." No, but it's a difference. And you talking stuff like, "Boy, break your ass on with your fast self." Or you so crazy. You know that's fun play. But then abuse is something totally different.
right, right. Well, I mean, it's sad that it's like that. You know, it's sad that like that. Big fat Darren said that he went through that.
Yeah.
So you went so fast. You saying you went through the emotional abuse from the woman? Is that what you saying you went through? Can you elaborate a little more for me?
And what was the straw or what made him leave at the point that he did?
Right.
Or even recognize it.
Or what made you recognize it?
Right.
Um, do you think is cheating a form of abuse?
It is.
Okay.
Because they got the audacity to want to go out and be with other people and still want you to be there loving, caring, serving and everything like that. Is you cool?
Right.
I'm not serving nothing but a silver platter, baby. I'm gone.
Hmm. Well, like I said, it, you know, this topic was brought to us today, and I felt that we had to shine some light on it because,
Yeah.
whenever we get a topic and it comes from a viewer or somebody that have watched us and wanted us to, talk about a certain topic, I think,
Right.
I think that's something we should talk about because it apparently
Absolutely.
the person either A went through it
Yeah.
or B or know somebody that's going through it and they just probably want a different perspective and a different opinion on it.
Absolutely. And
So
that's what the platform is for.
okay. Darren said yes. For me, looking like my daddy, I don't want to go through there. But yes, I went through that. I went through that. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's where it starts. So then that becomes a norm. So now when you start choosing people that you want to date or partners, guess what? You picking the same type of person or the person that has the demeanor like your mom had. A woman that's verbally abusive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At first it's cute because it's like, oh, she's spunky, she this and that. So let's start going left. It's like, hold on.
But there's warning signs though. How do you
It is. But guess what?
how do you
Sometimes
miss
sex
them?
be having people judgment cloudy. When you start having great sex and people doing stuff, they look at all the other stuff and they just keep throwing a cover over it. Like they keep dismissing it.
Uh, well, I can see that. I can see that from that perspective. Yeah, I can see it. But
Because
I
that
don't
what
know.
they would call that D dumb or P whipped.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could be dealing with all other type of stuff, or you could tell a girl that the man cheating on her, I don't care, I ain't gonna leave him alone. You got forget the red flags, baby. You had 6 flags. You got all the flags, and you still somehow
When
you ain't finna leave him
right,
alone.
you still want to stick around. Absolutely. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. I never understood. Well, maybe I mean I don't know. I don't know how people process things. I don't know how people think. But me personally, I don't think I could. I know me. I know me as an individual. I know I'm not going to deal with it.
Right. But when a person has a stronghold on you, like when you laying down with people sexually, that's not just you having sex. A soul tie is connected there. And then if you want to add on top of that, people out here doing witchcraft, sex magic, and all that other stuff, baby, you will be wrapped up in a whirlwind full of stuff.
Right.
And not even knowing how you may want to get out and you don't even know why you study attracted to this person and you can't leave. I done talked to guys that said the girls was doing Santeria and witchcraft and all this and that or whatever, and they ain't even, it's some other things that's going on.
Right. Right. It's crazy. It's crazy as it may seem. But
It's happening.
I'll definitely say it's happening. It's definitely
It's
happening.
happening.
So
Or
let me.
if you get a woman that's so spoiled all the time and all the men just give her everything she wants and people don't ever tell her no, guess what? She could be one of them women that talk crazy and just treat me any type of way because she always get what she want because she's beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Because nobody never checked her. You know what I'm saying? Or never nobody's a man never said no. You ain't gonna talk to me like that because I'm the prize too. I'm him too.
Right. Well, I mean, that's
The
understandable.
man just shake their head and go talk to the guys and have a beer and say my girl tripping. But whatever you start tripping just like her, she wouldn't like it.
Okay. Well, but that's how. Like I say, it's sad that it's like that. But we got people out here that's like that, though.
Absolutely.
We got people out here that's like that. Well, I hope this was a meaningful topic to you guys, and I hope we were able to take something from this. But I do have one. I do have one closeout question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do have one closeout question I want to pose,
Okay.
and this one particular question gonna close out season 9 for us. And once
Mm-hmm.
again, we will not be broadcasting next week. We will come back the following week to start off our new season, which will be season 10. You know. So, but this next question I have, let me ask you this, Deanna.
Okay.
If there are no broken bones, no bruises, and nobody saw what happened, how do you prove that someone destroyed you?
You don't let people silence you and you talk about it.
Okay.
When I was in certain relationships and the person say something crazy, I always stood up to myself and said something back. But I also have a support circle of people that I told about it. Oh, he said this. He said that. So when a person, no, we can get so and so on the phone right now because as soon as you did it, I call somebody and talk to them about it.
Right. Ask somebody to validate your story.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. But that's in situations like that, that's what you have to do. You have to have a supporting system. You have to have
Right.
somebody that's actually, going to be your ride or die,
Right.
or somebody that you can depend on. Say, hey, if something happened to me, then you already know what happened in here. Because they have it's like they have the log on it already.
Right.
You know,
But see, my whole things will be them things will be the deal breaker for me, and why I will never go back.
right,
Yeah, I can accept your apology because I'm not finna go around holding and harboring and have a hardened heart because you didn't know how to act right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I still want to be me. I still want to be the happy, loving, carefree person that I am. But the things that you did, and when I go back and look at what we had going on, don't start trying to bringing up all that good stuff. Because if you get around anybody, yeah, it's gonna be some good times there. The bad times is why we not together. And guess what? Those the same things gonna be why we not getting back together.
right. Okay,
You can't keep bringing up the good times. We supposed to have good times. That's what we here for. We liked each other. We had some common interests. We want to point to each other and build whatever we was building on, or whatever terms we decided we was gonna have in each other's company. So it should be good. So don't come bringing up the good times. You know what I'm saying? When you out the door, that ain't gonna get you back in.
right, right. Well, I've always said that in relationship, you should supposed to have more. Your good times should always outweigh your bad times.
Right.
But when your bad times outweigh your good times, then that's not the relationship for you.
To me, if I'm saying if you come over here, I'm not gonna be on no roster or nothing like that. I'm not sexually active. I've been celibate. So you think I'm finna go deal with a man and I want to lay down and break my celibacy to be up in a lineup? I said,
Right,
if you don't want to be in a relationship with one person, I'm not the person for you. I'm just straightforward.
right,
If I
right.
find you doing some craziness or whatever, I'm not gonna tell a man he can't talk to nobody else and nothing like that if he's trying to get to know me and date me. But if some time going by and you're not trying to start doing a process of elimination or you're not trying to, I'm gonna choose for you. It was nice knowing you. Take care.
I know that's right. Well, that's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to remove yourself from those situations.
Exactly. Because what you gonna do? Every time I talk to him, it's always some girls. It's always girls. Stop complaining. Just get on up out of there. It's a million men out here. Go to have your pick of the litter,
Right,
and vice versa. It's
right.
a lot of great women. You got a woman that don't want to cook. She want to be on a party scene. It's some women that like being at home or that like doing things where you ain't got to spend $1 million all the time. Stop complaining about what you with and go get what you want
Well,
for anybody.
I mean, yeah, yeah, I can agree with that. That's how it should be. I feel
Right.
like if you're being abused mentally and or physically, then that's not love.
It's not.
You know, there's nothing you can
And don't
do.
stay thinking it's gonna get better.
Right,
That's why
there's
people
nothing you can
stay.
do or say to make me convince me to think otherwise.
Right.
If you had to be in a relationship and a man is constantly putting his hands on you, or he's constantly belittling you, calling you
Right.
everything other than what your mom named you, that's not
Right.
love.
It's not.
That's not love. Um,
But like I
but
said, even the subtle jabs, you know what I'm saying? And it goes for friends and stuff too. How your little business doing? Dang, every time she come around, you ain't even got to do all that. When we go out, you ain't even got to dress all up like all that. Baby, everybody gone.
right,
You skate the wrong way, you out of there. Ain't no
Right.
more thin ice. You just out the door.
Because like you said, that's how it start. It start with the small
Yeah.
jabs. It's not with those small jabs just to see where you
Yeah,
at.
they be testing the waters, right?
Right.
And
Just to see
when
where
you
you at.
study, keep overlooking them. It's like, oh, they ain't okay, whatever. I ain't that ain't enough for them insane. And guess what? They keep growing and growing and growing.
Right. I agree with that.
I just started saying, look, don't even invite me to nothing else. I'm not coming. We ain't even finna play them games. I don't even. Well, I'm at home right now. I'm with the kids. I'm not coming. I've been noticing the sneak dissing that you've been doing, and I ain't coming no more. So don't even invite me no more.
Well, see, that's the type of mentality everybody has to have to in these type of situations or been in these type of situations. You,
Right.
like you say, you have to be woman enough or man enough to remove yourself from the situation.
If you are happy and healed and cool person on your own, why would you get with somebody else to be abused? Like, say it out loud. That be the thing. People be talking in their mind, and in your mind, you can make some stuff make sense. That's why it's called the battlefield of the mind. No. And when they say they call people crazy, they talk out loud. It's the same thing as when you get on the phone with somebody else and you tell them, and they saying it out loud to you in your ear, you know what I'm saying, on the phone, and you like, that ain't that makes sense. You don't even need to talk to nobody else about it. Talk to your own self. He just asked me to do this. And you gonna and say it out loud. You gonna be like, now that don't even make no sense.
Right, right, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, say it out loud.
Right.
You gonna be laughing at your own self saying I was a damn fool for even listening to that stuff. Oh
well,
yeah.
well, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. That's gonna conclude our show for today.
Yeah.
Um,
I got one more thing to say to it. And don't keep stuff a secret and don't feel like you being embarrassed because you telling somebody something, because that's gonna be your very help or your outlet. So don't silence your own self because you don't want to look crazy or feel embarrassed. Tell somebody so you can get up out of there.
right, right. Okay. Well, I hope you guys, whoever watching and whomever may watch this later on, I hope you can pick something up from this and learn something from it. What was being discussed today, because, like I said earlier in the broadcast, there's nothing cool about physical and or mental abuse.
Right.
If you're ever in that type of situation, you need to get out. You need to get out fast because it won't get any better.
It won't.
It won't get better. It's only gonna get worse.
Right.
And don't be that particular woman that don't think, oh, he only hit me because he loved me, because that doesn't work either.
It don't.
That's never going to get better. That's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
So we have to be smart enough. Women have to be smart enough to understand what's really going on. You know,
Right.
the first time that man put his hands on you,
Right.
that's a warning sign. That's a big red flag.
And if you find yourself and you dating and you keep coming across the same character but different men or whatever, just spend some time alone and heal and check your own self, because you keep choosing the person different people with the same characteristics that don't mean you're no good.
Right.
That
Absolutely.
means that particular area you need to heal in a certain part of your life.
Yeah. Okay. Um. Well, once again, I want to say thank you guys for being a part of today's episode. I want to I appreciate the chat for being part of today's episode and commenting your thoughts and your giving us your opinions on this topic. Um, and once again, I want to remind you guys we will not be broadcasting next week. We're gonna take a week off. We'll be back the following Sunday for our new season, season 10. Fiona, um,
Yeah.
once again, I want to say thank you for being part. Rocking with me through this whole entire process.
My
You know,
pleasure.
I really like the direction that we're going in. When we
Me too.
finally when we made this decision, and when we figured out what direction we wanted to go in, I thought this was the best route for us, and it
Right.
seems to be our lane. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yep.
So I want to say thank you as well. Okay,
Thank
y'all.
you.
That's gonna conclude our show for today. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of my day. I probably go lay back down now. Cause I
Do
had
something for your birthday.
I don't know. I don't know. I really didn't have no plans. I didn't have no plans to do
Yeah.
anything today. I was just, just like I said, I just wanted to relax and take it
Right.
all in
Yep.
and just appreciate being able to see another year around the sun.
Right. Right. That's cool
Right.
too.
Right. Okay. Okay, everybody. That's gonna conclude our show for today. Once again, I want to say thank you guys for being part of today's show. And we look forward to seeing you guys not next week, but the following week after. Diana, you got something you wanna something else you wanna
Y'all
close
for
out with?
season 10. And everybody love yourself first. When you got those little nudges or you got that little funny feeling on the inside, don't ignore it. Because when you do, you're betraying yourself. So love yourself first. Trust your gut feeling, your intuition. You know, acknowledge and make people aware of what you're feeling. Don't silence yourself and just move forward in any capacity that you need to that works best for you.
All right. There you have it. Let's conclude our show for today. We look forward to seeing you guys in 2 weeks. Peace.